Hello everyone, I'm G-Max and I'm here to present you this video on my next big project for 2019. And to explain what I'm doing right now, I need to go back and explain where I come from in the radio control hobbies. So the first thing is that for many years, like more than 10 years, I've been at least trying to build large scale tanks. So I got these two things there, and I got kind of many others. Big Bs that are once a scale combat tank. This is not a combat tank, it's just a track truck. And these big beasts are amazing. I mean, it's a wonder of mechanical parts. It's all electric, but there is a lot of electronics, a lot of mechanical wonders into them. You can carry a child. I can carry myself. And they are already made for combat. I mean by that there is a paintball gun into it that should paintball at other tanks in battle. Well, those big things are kind of a pain to build because with all the many parts and the design that you need to put into those things, the weight of the thing like this one is weighing like more than 100 pounds, so it's heavy on the back. And there is a lot of stuff going on and try and error. So like this one took me 2 years to make it work, and it's still broken again because every time you put them out and play with it, you break something. This one took me a couple of months to build and it's still working great. That's one of my best ones yet. But there is still things to work on to make it work better. And I needed something else to kind of play with, that it was simple, easy just to build something with my hands. So I stumbled across on YouTube some guys that were making foam-borne airplanes. They were buying a sheet of foam with those kind of cheap dollar store foam board and making airplanes out of it. And with that we could do something like this, as small as this, or something even bigger. And I had a lot of fun with that so far, and I've been doing airplanes for like 3 years now. And now with what is going on the internet, you can already see what's going on for some of you, that I got tanks, big tanks, and foam board airplanes. And I've been to Flight Fest. So for those who doesn't know what Flight Fest is the Flight Test guys are making their own festival, one of the biggest electric airplane festival. I've been to there for the 2 last summer. And maybe some of you have remember seeing in 2017 a big Russian bomber that I built flying around. The first flight was a very mess, but out of that it was very good experiences.
Yeah! Yeah! That's awesome, man.
It's better, but
Much better.
But my main goal that year was to fly the TB3 Russian bomber out with a flying tank in the back. Meaning so I made a 1/12 scale Russian A4D flying tank to carry around behind the back of the TB3 like a glider. And I tried out first just to tow gliders because I never did that. I was not that much of a good pilot back then. And everything we tried with my friends failed miserably. So we had to destroy a couple of planes to make sure that I was not going to do that. And so at Flight Fest 2017, I got there with the TB3 and I made the flying tank fly on itself with the motors, a cheap Chinese 2200 kV motors on 3S. It was heavy, it fly like a brick. I did 3 flights, some of the guys saw it, but I crashed it down in the signal pits where you can kind of lose every controls because whatever reasons. That was kind of bad, it looked bad, but I had a lot of fun. So last year in 2018 I did bring back the TB3, so maybe you have seen the big thing fly there. But the main thing I did in the last summer is to try myself with and experience myself with the towing gliders. So maybe you have seen some glider towing at Flight Fest. And I did a lot of that in the entire summer just to practice myself with towing gliders, destroying the tri-plane, stuff like that, to make a big experiences with foam board again, so cheap. But now, this is the big project, so I will toss that away. So there it is, my big project for 2019 is I'm bringing back the 1/12 scale T60 tank, all made out of foam board and in this case some 3D printed parts. And I will try to put some free plans pretty soon for anybody who wants to try it out and make their own flying tanks made out of foam board, cheap and easy to build. Because at 1/12 scale is kind of a FT Explorer wing, 48 inches wingspan, but biplane, so it's pretty easy to build. But it's not really the thing that I'm building. But here I got the real thing, the big project of 2019, and it's a really true T60 tank at 1/9 scale. So this will, at least I will try to make this fly at Flight Fest 2019 in Ohio. So this is kind of a big undertaking, but there it is. So why 1/9 scale? So first thing is that if I wanted to do it in 1/6 scale, it would have been far too big to be possible. Just to show you an example, this is what a T60 tank 1/6 scale will look like. Way too bigger, way too big, way too heavy. It would have ended up being a flying brick, and it will for sure will not work with trying to fly this. I would have needed gigantic motors. And the other things I do with that thing is that there is a lot of prototyping into that. And prototyping with 3D printing stuff, because all the things I did in this tank, in this build, will be transferable if it works on 1/6 scale. I mean by that, there is a lot of things that I will show in other videos about the tracks, the transmission, the turrets, the suspension, everything inside of the tank. There's a lot of 3D printed parts inside of this thing. And if everything works out, this will be transferred to 1/6 scale for my next project, I will say. So I hope you like this build, and that you will see, take a look with my next post of videos that I will show everything I put into that tank to make it run, all the design things that I did to make it work and make it fly, mostly because as far as now, this thing, this beast, weighing like 8.5 pounds, so not too heavy but kind of heavy, is kind of ready to go to fly, I mean. And I just need to build the wings, the setup of the tail and everything, and then to build a big tractor with a big engine or motors, electric motors I mean, to make it fly. So we will see about that in the next coming weeks, I hope, and maybe see you next time. Thank you very much.